Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel here. Hey, today I didn't pick a very good day to do it because there is a ton of wind. It is about, they're saying 22 mile an hour sustained, 39 mile an hour gusts. And I am actually in the Snake River Canyon. I'm actually down in the canyon right next to the river. I don't know if I'll be able to show you. Yeah, you can see it there. In any case, my intention is to fly the Skydio 2, which I have right here, sitting on the hood of my truck, with the beacon here, and have it follow us in the truck as we go downriver. Now, I think we're going to be okay. It seems like the wind is a little bit less here. I had to take my wind reading up on the rim before I actually went down into the canyon because there's no cell service down here. So I wouldn't have been able to get a reading off a UAV forecast. It's weird because I could have swore when I looked at the weather report, wind wasn't supposed to be this bad today, but you know, it's just the luck of the draw. But anyway, we'll put the Skydio up. It's a pretty powerful drone, and we'll see how it does. If we have any problems with it, if I get any wind warnings or anything, we'll take it down and call it a day. But hopefully we can do some flying here in the canyon and get down by the river and up by the cliffs. And the Skydio is kind of the perfect drone to do that. So give me a second here to get the thing up in the air, and we'll go from there. Okay, we have got the drone up in the air and it's right behind the truck. I'm going to start the truck and roll my window down. Hopefully we'll get, I'll be able to hear the drone better.
Patients, so healthcare providers can focus on what matters most.
And maybe we can open up the sunroof here too. Okay, so I'm getting the sunroof open on the truck, and maybe that'll help us with our connection. And I kind of have my phone down here beside me so I can see it. I'm trying to move the I'm hitting the negative button to try and move the... Yeah, I was hitting the wrong button. I was pulling it close. So, trying to move the drone a little further away from us. Okay, that's good. I'd say that's probably right about where we want it. Let's head up the river. And I've got it set where it should be following us from behind. And I'm not seeing any wind warnings or anything on the drone, so I think we're good to go so far. You can see I'm in a pretty rough part of the road here. And we'll see if we can get back out on the main drag. And the drone is behind us. Boy, I may have to close my window. It's getting awful dusty in here. High winds, it's telling me. Yeah, it doesn't like the wind. There, it stopped now. It seems like it's still tracking us. Yeah, high winds. It's not liking it at all. We'll go a ways here, and if we keep getting those warnings, we'll land it. But anyway, you can see where I'm at on the river here. Pretty close to the river. So we are off the Idaho Power property now, and then the rest of this is managed by the Bureau of Land Management. The drone is following us just fine. Let's see if we can move it to the side. and see what it does. See if we can get you a look at the river. Yeah, and it lost sight of me. Well, now it's got it again. I've got to admit, this is a little bit nerve-wracking. You know, in the car, and the drone is up there, but we'll do just fine. And I see another car coming in front of me. Yeah, he's a ways up there. Well, we're not getting those wind warnings anymore, so that's good. And truthfully, I'm kind of in a tough spot here, not a spot where I can just pull right over, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, the drone seems to be doing fine now. I was worried about those wind warnings. And you can see it occasionally is, I'm occasionally getting that GPS tracking warning because it loses me. Yeah, it lost me, connection lost. So I'm gonna have to back up. That's not good. That's not good at all, folks. Weak connection, it says, and of course I am in my car here. I'm gonna have to see if I can hear the drone. There, it's got me again. Connection regained. Okay, let's see if it'll stay with me now. And I'm going to move it to the other side of me. And hopefully it'll keep the connection then. And it seems to be. Hopefully we can get to a spot here where it will, where I can at least pull over. Yeah, it's giving me high wind warnings again. So yeah, I'd really like to bring it down, but we're just not in a good spot to do that. Yeah, maybe I can pull off up here. Okay, I'm gonna go up here in this location. And we are gonna land the drone. I was afraid we'd have an issue with high winds. This was an area that I wanted to fly at anyways, so. Yeah, high winds. It just keeps giving me that high wind warning. Okay, let's bring the drone in. Okay, unfortunately I couldn't show that to you guys, but I did a hand catch there. I am going to shut down the drone here and we'll see if we can fly it a little bit with the controller. We'll start over. Hey, okay, so I've got the controller all set up here. Let me get the Skydio 2 fired up, and let's see if we can get it in the air. And what I thought we'd do is kind of explore the cliffs behind me, and maybe if we can go over the river here. Now the issue is going to be the wind again. If we get wind warnings, I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to bring it right back and land it. But let's just see what we can do. We'll give it a try. Hey, okay guys, this just isn't our day, so we're not going to be able to fly the Skydio 2 again today. I was willing to try it, and like I said, it's really windy, but I charged the controller yesterday with a USB-A to USB-C cable, and unfortunately I left that plugged into the controller. I always leave the cable plugged into the controller so I don't lose it, so I'll have it. Well, obviously I need USB-C to the Apple type plug, and didn't have it. So I took this one off of my Mavic Mini 2 thinking, okay, we're good. I'll just use the Mini 2 OTG cable. For some reason it doesn't work. I don't know why, but I couldn't get the phone connected to the RC, so you know, whatever's fair. That's just, it just isn't our day with the Skydio 2 today with the wind and everything. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take the Mini 2 and I'm going to put it up in the air, and I'm like I said, it's really windy, so I'm nervous about that. The Mini 2 does pretty good in the wind, so we'll see. But if we have any issues, I'll just bring it right back. So anyway, give me a second and let me get that fired up. Oh, the other thing that happened, and this is something GoPro has to get figured out. I'm videoing this on the GoPro Hero 9, and people have talked about the firmware being kind of glitchy on GoPros, and I've had issues in the past, but increasingly with this Hero 9, it will occasionally just lock up on me and you can't change modes, you can't do anything with it, you can't start, you can't shut it off, so it requires a hard boot. You literally, I use the media mod, like right now I've got it in the media mod. I have to take it all apart, pull the phone out of the media mod, pull the battery out, put the battery back in to get that hard boot, then put it all back together, and it works. But you know, that's one of those things that's just really unnecessary, and you know, I don't have those kind of issues with my Osmo Action, so that could kind of put me off of GoPro. We'll see. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I have done all the latest firmware updates, and hopefully more will come, and hopefully that's something they can figure out. But anybody that uses GoPros knows that that has been a continual problem with GoPro over the last several generations. So we'll see what happens. In any case, let's quit messing around. Let me get the Mini 2, let me get it fired up, and let's see if we can get that guy in the air. Okay, doing my safety check while we're waiting for satellites here. And yeah, compass is normal, IMU is normal. We can take a look at the battery here real quick. Battery looks good, 4.33 volts on each cell. Compass calibration required, it says, so let me get that done. Okay, I was moving the drone around a lot there, so I'm sure that's what threw the compass off. I had it sitting on my car and everything else, so we're going to try and do a hand launch, and we do have considerable wind here. Let's go ahead and start recording. Recording now, and I'm going to go ahead and hit launch on. Make sure you can see this. Hit launch on the controller. And there it is. Drone's moving around a little bit. We've got considerable wind here, so let me bring it down in front of the camera here so you can see it. And you can see the drone dealing with the wind. I don't see any wind warnings yet, but we could sure get them. But anyway, I'm going to turn it around, and we're going to do our droney over. I guess we'll go over the river. Let's try that. So let me see if I can get it around here. Get the back of the drone pointed towards the river. Get the camera pointed down. And like I said, I'm concerned about the wind here. We'll bring it right back if we get any wind warnings. So reverse and up, and it is really moving around. You can see the drone really struggling. Although it's smoother as we go, you know, just looking at the drone. And there we are. So we're over the Snake River. And you guys have always wondered about this, and no wind warning, so that's good. So this direction we're facing now is essentially due south. And you guys have seen me fly way above this this river before. But let's turn around and look the other way. You know, I just marvel at what DJI has done with this little mini drone. If you think about it, I was getting wind warnings with the Skydio too, but no such thing with this little guy. So let's go downriver a little bit here. Might as well. We're about 200 meters away from us. And you know, I've had a lot of people request to get a closer look at the river. And yeah, I'm a little bit, I think I'm going with the wind right now, so I definitely want to be careful. We're not going to let it get too far away. But there's some pretty good rapids here that are kind of interesting to look at. So let's see if we can take a look at those. And you guys I've shown these before on. I actually believe I flew the Mini 1 down here, the original Mini. Yeah, so we're about 600 meters away. I'm a little nervous in this kind of wind to have it that far away, but anyway. So there's the rapids. Like I said, I've shown these before in other, it's been quite some time ago. But we won't get too carried away here. Yeah, we're 800 meters away. I am not going to get too nuts here. And like I said, I think I had the wind with me there, so. Boy, one of the things about filming outside here, and you've heard me complain about that before, is there's always plenty of flies. Okay, let me pick that camera up so you can see the side of the canyon, and let's move forward. Come back towards us. Let's get some more altitude here, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And the cool thing about this drone is yeah, now we're getting that wind warning. I knew that had happened. I was especially worried about it here with the as I gained altitude. So let's come back towards us, and we'll drop some altitude. And you can tell the drone, I am full stick, and the drone's only moving at about 4.5 meters per second, but that's good enough. It'll get back to us. Maybe. Okay, I dropped some altitude, and it's speeding up considerably. So definitely more wind at those upper altitudes. We got plenty of battery, so it will get back to us, but just not as fast as we got out there. It's always so tempting when you're looking at cool stuff, you know, you want to keep going. And of course I did, but we're in good shape. We're moving along here. And that is me. I'm going to kind of put it right in the center here. Picked up the gimbal there, and that's us kind of right in that little spot right there. And again, I am full on the stick. Yeah, we're at about 5 meters per second now, so you know that's it's definitely battling the wind. But you know, it is remarkable, this little guy, that it can handle this kind of wind. I mean, it's just phenomenal. You know, it's just a little bit of a drone, little tiny little thing. Okay, I think we should turn towards the side of the mountain, and this is what I wanted to do with the Skydio too, is kind of get close a little bit with the side of the mountain here. And there's I can hear that drone. I just thought you guys would be interested in seeing what this territory looks like up close. And boy, I'll tell you, the sun's out today. It's not like terribly hot temperature wise, but with that sun beating on you, I'll tell you, it's something. Boy, these rocks that you're looking at are the size of cars, you know. And it's almost it's almost straight uphill from me right now. Let's see if we can gain some altitude again and look at the side of the canyon. And there I've got the camera kicked up just as far as it'll go. And again, we're not going to get too carried away here because of the wind. I don't want to. You know, potentially, I suppose it could get blown into the side of the canyon wall there. So we'll head back down the hill here a little bit. Maybe we can go back over the river the other direction. And you can kind of see some more rapids right there. And that's the road that we came in on, that you followed me on with the Skydio too. Now, of course, it's the concern was that I was right next to the road, in between the road and the river there, and there was no place to pull off to mess around with the Skydio. So that, and you know, we were occasionally losing connections, so, and getting those wind warnings, which was disturbing. So I'm moving over the river here. And again, that's me in that pull off there that you see on the right hand side of the screen. We are at 59% battery, so let's just do a little pull back here. We can show more of the river, and the thing is, I'm pretty sure that it'll we'll have the wind with us coming back. So, although I think the wind direction is changing once in a while, let's kind of back it over the top here. Kind of give you some different views. Pick that gimbal up so you can see that canyon wall. And you can see there's some people, there's a fair amount of people out here today. And I think, you know, because it's kind of a nice day, I think that's what it's all about. And there, you guys have seen this, but from a much higher altitude before. That's the Swan Falls Dam off in the distance there. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Swan Falls Dam right there in the distance. Bring it back. And we are at 50% battery about, so I'd say it's time to start coming home. So let's turn it around again. As slow as we can. See that? I want to point something out to you. See on the side of the rim there? See what almost looks like a ramp there? I don't know if that's man-made or natural. But that's one of the things I wanted to do with the Skydio, was to fly along that, because of the obstacle avoidance on the Skydio, I'd feel way more comfortable doing it with that drone. And we'll do that one of these days. It's just too bad. It's unfortunate that I picked such a windy day here. Yeah, we're coming back at 10 meters per second, so we've definitely got the wind at our back. Let's see if we can kind of circle around here a little bit. Get on the other side of the river. And you can see there's some folks down there. I guess they're fishing. I can't really see it on my FPV screen here, but you can see them parked there. I think they're just doing some fishing by the river. And the drone is doing just fine. And like I said, gosh, we're still at 46% battery. I really don't think I should bring it back just yet. Let's drop the camera down so you can see a little more of the river. Let's just go sideways down the river here a little ways. I don't see any fish, maybe. And we'll circle back here. And bring it back home. You know, it's remarkable. You know, when I got up way high, we had that one wind warning. But beyond that, we've been just fine. And you can see, well, it's coming back at about 6 meters per second, but it's definitely fighting the wind coming back. Let me bring it down. And as I bring it down, it speeds up. So definitely there's some wind up there higher up, and you're more protected down in the canyon. That's pretty evident. Let me see, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show it to you, but let me turn around here and see if I can show you where the spot is that I'm always flying drones from. And it's hard for me to see on FPV, but I believe that is it right there. I'm gonna try and zoom in, but I think it's gonna zoom out of frame. Yeah, it is. But right there, that's the point that I often fly down into the canyon from. So anyway. Let's move forward and let's keep bringing it home here. These boulders just are amazing, and you know, you just have to wonder the amount of water that moved those things downriver. I mean, holy cow. And I can hear the drone behind me there. And there we are. Let's bring it on in. Bring it down. There she is. Boy, the drone, I mean, you know, I'm telling you, I'm looking at the drone and it's tilted sideways in the wind. It's amazing. You know, we talk about how well it does in the wind, but it's definitely battling the wind. Let's bring it in here. Bring it on around. See if we can get it right in front of the camera. So I'm going to do a hand catch here. So what we do is I always turn it around because the sensors, the downward facing sensors are on the back. Now one of the things obviously that's going to be an issue here is that the wind is blowing the drone around, but I still think we can do it. So I'm holding this, hopefully you can see this, holding the stick straight down. And there we go. That's simple. So you just hold the stick down and it puts it in landing mode and it'll just land right in your hand. Okay, I better stop recording so we don't corrupt a file. So we got that done. Let me shut off the drone and get everything shut down and we'll do a quick conclusion. Hey, okay, the DJI Mini 2 and we also flew the Skydio 2, both phenomenal drones. It was interesting to me that I had more wind issues with the Skydio 2 than I did with the DJI Mini 2. When I took this guy way up, kind of higher up in the canyon, we got a wind warning, but other than that, it flew just fine and we didn't get any wind warnings. As I was doing tracking with the Skydio 2 with the beacon, I was getting wind warnings on both the beacon and the app, and so that was cause for some concern. And as you know, as soon as we got up here where I could land it, I landed it and it was just fine. Unfortunately, I had the problem with the OTG cable. That's my fault. I didn't bring my normal cable with me. I'm not sure why the cable that came with this guy would not work with the Skydio. I don't know, but it clearly was not connecting. So that is on me. That's operator error. But the other side of the coin is that I just didn't pick a great day either. There's so much wind today. So in any case, I guess that's about it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed a look at what it's like down in the Snake River Canyon as opposed to way above it like I usually fly. So anyway, this is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I really appreciate you taking the time to look at my video. And yeah, of course, we'll see you on the next one. Yeah, the little DJI Mini 2, just a phenomenal piece of tech. All right, see you guys later. Bye now. And, oh, I should mention the Skydio 2 as well. Amazing stuff. See you guys later.